Hey, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ashley here, and if you are new, hey girl, hey. So in this video today, we are literally going to be going down memory lane, and I am super excited to show you guys the 12 DIYs that I did last year. So if you are new to my channel, I think you're going to truly enjoy this video, so keep on watching. Alright, so hopping into the first DIY that I did last year, I made these super cute storage jars, and all you're going to need is the ornaments from the Dollar Tree. So I picked up the reindeer ornament, and I also picked up the snowflake ornament, and I removed the glitter using the scrub pads that you can get from the Dollar Tree and also some soap. So after I removed all the glitter, I just started to paint this. So I'm just using a chalk paint to paint both the snowflake and the reindeer, and then I also painted the little glass candle holder that I picked up from the Dollar Tree as well. Alright, so the next step to this DIY, I just used this cute little jar that you can pick up from the Dollar Tree, and I just removed the lid and I used this larger burlap roll and I added that to the top. And the first thing that I did was I first just cut around it with my scissors, and then after I cut around it, I took my hot glue and I glued it to the sides of the lid. Alright, so after I added that burlap, I just took a larger piece of twine and I just added that to the side to cover where I cut off the burlap. Alright, so the next thing that I did was I just attached the snowflake and the reindeer using my hot glue. And to dress up the reindeer a little bit, I just took the Dollar Tree ornament and I removed like the pine cone and some of the little pine needles, and I just added that to the neck part of my reindeer. The next thing that I did was I took the little scrub pad that you can get from the Dollar Tree and I just used that as like sandpaper, and I sanded both the candle holder and also both of the ornaments. To attach the candle holder, I just used my hot glue. You can also use E6000 as well, and you just attach that to the bottom and you're all done. I love how both of these turned out. They're super cute, and you can add it to any coffee or tea bar that you have, and it will look amazing for the winter season. Alright, so for my second DIY, I made a Christmas countdown, and I used this cute little sled from the Dollar Tree, and I just detached the body part, and then I am going to start to decorate this. So to decorate it, I'm just going to be using this scrap paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I am going to trace my sled onto the back, and then I am going to cut that out. Now I'm just going to add that scrapbook paper using my adhesive spray, and I am going to place that right in the front. Now I'm going to work on the sleigh legs, and I'm just going to detach the Merry Christmas part, and I'm going to clean up my legs using my spray adhesive, and then I'm going to paint that using the same chalk paint that I used in the previous DIY, and I'm going to do the tops and the bottom. And then after everything is nice and dry, I'm just going to take that same scrub pad and I'm going to just dress the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to take the scrub pad and I'm going to scrub off my glitter, and then I'm going to take the chalkboard spray paint and I'm going to spray that onto the top. And then I'm going to take this little wreath that I got from the Target Dollar Spot and just a random piece of cardboard from a previous DIY, and I'm going to cut out a circle to add to the center of that wreath. And then I'm going to spray that with chalkboard spray paint. And then I'm going to attach my ski legs using my hot glue. Alright, so then I just started to add everything on there. So I put the cardboard circle, the wreath, and then I attached some twine down to the bottom, all using my hot glue. I also created a bow just using a piece of burlap, wrapped it with some twine, and I added that to the top of my wreath. And then I took a liquid chalk marker and I just wrote Days Till Christmas on the top, and then I attached this back onto the top of the sled using my hot glue. The last thing that I did was I just attached a piece of twine to the top so I'll be able to hang this up, and I think this is super cute. Love how it turned out, and you can just erase 25 and just count down until the days until Christmas. Alright, so moving along to my third DIY that I did last year, and I decided to make this super cute sign that spelled out the word joy. So to do that, you're going to need the ornaments that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and all I'm doing is sizing it up so I can know where to cut my wood onto my miter saw, and I cut out 4 of these to be precise. And if you want the measurements, again, I'm going to have all of these different DIYs linked down below so you can click on each individual one to get more in-depth instructions, and I'll also have them linked at the top up here on each clip. Okay, so now we're going to start to work on each individual ornament. So first I'm going to remove the metal portion from the top of each one, and then I'm just going to take a piece of poster board and I am just going to trace the bulb, and I did this 3 times. So then after I traced, I just cut out my shape, and then I took my spray adhesive and I added the poster board on top of the ornament. So the next step is spray painting the ornament whatever color that you choose, and then I'm going to start to sand down my wood, which I'm going to round out my edges and just smooth out the tops. And then I'm going to stain my wood and also do a light whitewashing over it. All right, so now I'm going to attach the pieces using just a thin piece of scrap wood that I had, and I'm going to glue that with my wood glue and also staple that to the back. After that, I'm just going to reattach that metal part of the ornament using my wood glue, and then I'm going to start to attach everything using my spray adhesive. And these letters I picked up from the Target dollar spot last year, and I am going to spell out the word joy. Okay, so quick thing, the pick that I'm using is either from Walmart or Target, I don't remember which one, but I snipped off the pieces that I wanted to use, and I'm just spraying them with the Santa Snow, and I'm going to add them to each letter to bring in a little bit more character. And then I just added sawtooth hangers to the back of each one of these, and it was ready to hang. So I loved how these turned out. I attached the ornaments using hot glue, and you can also use E6000. So you can put these vertically or you can put them horizontally on your wall, and they will be perfect for the holiday season. Moving along to the fourth DIY. So for this DIY, I just took the Christmas printables that Ashleigh actually made, which this was a collab last year. So if you like calligraphy or bulletin journaling or anything like that, I encourage you to go and check out Ashleigh's channel, which will be linked in the video that will be linked for this down below. So what I'm doing now is I'm just actually taking a piece of plain paper and I am tracing it out to cut it out, because this is going to be the backing for my actual printable that I'm going to put on top of this. And to add the printable, I just used my spray adhesive and sprayed the back and added the printable to the top. So after I added my printable to my back, I just took the trim pieces that I cut out and I am just staining them. And these are gonna frame out my actual printable. And to add that onto my printable, all I did was I took my spray adhesive and I sprayed the back of these and added them to the top of the printable. Another thing that I did was I created a bow using burlap ribbon and twine, and then the little buffalo check stocking that Target Bullseye had last year. And lastly, I just added twine to the back so I'll be able to hang this, and then I added that bow that I created to the top of it, and that was it for this printable. So for my next printable, I just took some 1x2s and I created a frame, and then I added the printable using my spray adhesive, and I just nailed the frame together. And then I took this pick and I picked off the pieces that I wanted, and I used my Santa Snow and I sprayed the tops of them to create that snow look, and I just added these to the top of that frame. And another thing that I showed that you can do with these printables is you can create gift tags as well. So that is what I did here. So all in all, I loved how this turned out. I will have both of these printables will be included in the original video, which will be linked down below. Okay, so moving along to the fifth DIY that I did. So with this DIY, I just created a wood sign using the Christmas tree that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And all I did was I trimmed that tree off, and then I cut a piece of plywood down to the size that I needed. And I spray painted this Christmas tree on the top of that plywood, so when you pull it off, you will see the stencil part of that Christmas tree showing the natural wood. I just started to create the frame using that same 1x2 board, and then I attached them using my nail gun. The last two steps that I did was adding the bells and also the sawtooth hanger to the back, and this was ready to hang. So the next DIY, I just decided to make a 3D tree using the tree that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I cut that in half, and then I removed the tag from the back, and then I stained this using my dark walnut stain, and then I attached the tree using my glue gun, and I attached one side to the front and the other side of the Christmas tree to the back. Once I attached both of the sides, I just took a piece of twine and I used that to cover up any of the glue that you could see. The next thing that I did was I created a bow using some burlap, and I just tied that with my twine and used some pine needles and also lace ribbon that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I attached that to the top of my tree. The next thing that I used was this pail that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I just took my twine, because why not? And I used that twine and I covered up this whole entire pail. So when I got to the top, I just took my bolt cutters and I cut off the two handles, and then I covered that using my twine and this lace ribbon that you can get from the Dollar Tree. The last thing that I did was I just added this Spanish moss that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I added that into the bottom portion, and this is ready to add to anything, your mantle, your countertops, your windowsill, wherever you would like to add this. This is going to be the perfect touch for the holiday season. Okay, so for the 7th DIY, I just took this piece, like this frame that you can get from Michael's, and I took my steel wool and some toilet boy cleaner and I just scrubbed it until it was nice and galvanized. And then I took my wood stain and I stained the wood. Okay, so the next thing that I did was I took this scrap piece of paper and I traced it out to one of the strips off of the wood paneling, and then I cut that down to the size that I needed. The next thing that I did was I took my spray adhesive and I added the strips to the wood, and then I created a bow that I was going to add to the back. But before I actually added that bow to the back, I took these upholstery nails that you can get from Walmart and I added that to my center, added my bow to the back, and then I added some twine, and that was it. The next thing that I did with this is I took this splatter screen that you can actually get from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use that to make a memo board. And I just took my tacky glue and I added that to an embroidery hoop that I picked up, and I attached that to the scrap paper. And then after that, I just took a box cutter and I cut around the scrapbook paper, removing the excess. So to hide any of the imperfections, I just took a piece of twine and I attached that to the outside. The next thing that I did was I took my bolt cutter and I removed the handle part from the splatter screen, and then I just took my twine and I started to wrap that around the handle, and then I added that handle using my hot glue and some more twine. After that, I just took my glue gun and I started to create the lines in the front to where you will be able to add any pictures or notes and stuff like that. The last thing that I did was I took these little clothespins that you can get from Target Bullseye, and I just removed the little circles that they had at the top and I replaced them with the upholstery nails that I got from Walmart, and they were 97 cents. And I did that just to every other clothespin. So I loved how both of these turned out, and they were super cute to make as gifts or just add them to your home and add cards and menus and pictures and all of the above. So for my 8th DIY, I just decided to make a cute little frosted Christmas tree. So I thrifted this bucket and then I just galvanized it the same way with using the Brillo pad, the toilet bowl cleaner, and scrubbing it. And then after I did that, I just took some vinegar and I also added some peroxide and some salt, and I decided to rust the ends of the bucket. So that's all you need to do to mix that, and then I just added that bucket there and sat that down for a couple of minutes until it rusted. Then after that, I went onto Canva and I created this cute little printable. So if you want that printable, again, you're gonna have to go to the original video to grab that. And then I just took my Mod Podge and I added this to the front of the bucket. And then after I added it to the front of the bucket and left it for, I think it was like 24 hours I did. And then I just removed that using some water. So then after that, I just took this cute little burlap ribbon and I added it to the top to hide where the original twine was. And then I just also added this lace ribbon to give it a little bit more character. So after I did that, I just took this tree that I got from the Dollar Tree and I took the Santa snow and I started to add some snow to this tree. So after I added the snow to the tree, I took I'm pretty sure I got this from the Dollar Tree, and I took the pine cones off and I just added the pine cones into the spaces of the tree, and it just made the tree just a little bit more fuller. And then I added the tree back on into the bucket and I added my Spanish moss, again, that you can get from the Dollar Tree, to the bottom of the bucket, and that was it. So this is super cute. I absolutely loved this one, and you can add this anywhere in your home, outside, wherever. It's super cute and it's very simple to make. For my next DIY, I just created these bell decor pieces. So I'm just using the plaques that you can get from Michael's, and I created for my first sign this snowflake, and for the snowflake I just used my glue gun to create that, and then I took some chalk paint and I added the chalk paint on top of it, and then I took that same little pad that you can get from the Dollar Tree and I distressed it a little bit, and then I took that chalk paint and I added it to the frame of it, and I also distressed that frame a little bit after that as well. So for my second sign, I just created a Christmas tree, again using my glue gun, adding the bells, and then I took some of that same chalk paint and I painted over the Christmas tree. So I loved how these turned out. They're super simple to make and they will be easy to add to any wall decor or even your fireplace mantle. So for my 10th DIY, we're going to be making a joy wall decor sign. So I got that window from Hobby Lobby. The wreath is is from Dollar Tree, and then I'm just going to be using this piece of ribbon, which I honestly don't remember where I got it from, but I'm just going to use that to attach my wreath to the top of the window. And to do that, I'm just going to be using my hot glue. All right, so now I'm going to take this joy sign that I got from the Target Bullseye, and I am marking where I need to add my twine. So I cut my twine, and I'm going to add that twine using my hot glue, and then all I did was I wrapped the twine around the wreath to attach the joy sign. So after I attach the joy sign, I'm just now going to fluff out my wreath, and then that is the end of this. This was a very quick and simple DIY to do, and this is ready to hang up, add to your fireplace mantle, or anywhere that you want to in your home. All right, so for this next DIY, we're gonna be making a tons of ornaments. I think it was like 4 or 5. But for this first ornament, I am just taking this tag that you can get from Michael's. Actually, all the tags that I'm using you can get from Michael's. And also these bells are from the Dollar Tree. As you can see, previously I had just galvanized them, and I added them using my hot glue. And then now I'm just taking some twine, and I'm adding that twine around the edges of this wooden tag. And then I took the lace ribbon that you can get from Dollar Tree, and I created a bow, added that to the top, and that was that first ornament. All right, so for the next one, I'm just taking my dark walnut and I'm sanding the wood, and then I took this little small ornament and I cut the tip off, and I'm adding that using my hot glue. And then I'm going to add these bells as my eyes, and then I'm going to take my twine and create my antlers. And that was it for this little ornament slash gift tag. All right, so the next one, we are going to be doing a transfer. So all I did was I print out this picture and I traced it out on my tag, and then I'm gonna take my Mod Podge and I am just adding that to my picture, and then I'm going to add that picture on top. And then I let it dry for about 24 hours. And then after that, I just took a wipe, I think that's a wipe, and I just wiped off what I didn't need. And as you can see, it started to reveal my picture. All right, so now I'm gonna take my razor and I'm just going to remove what I don't need. And then I'm gonna take that same little pad and I'm going to kind of sand over the sides and the top. After that, I just used my twine to create my loop, and then I took a little pine cone that I sprayed some of my Santa snow on, added that to the top, and that was it. Moving along, so I'm taking my scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, tracing it out, cutting it out, and then I took my spray adhesive and added that to the top. So the last thing that I did was I just added twine to the top using my hot glue. Finally, for the last one, I just took my chalkboard spray painted that on, added a little wreath that I got from Hobby Lobby, and then took my liquid chalk pen and wrote the word joy. And then I added that twine to the top. So I'm loving how these turned out. You can use them as ornaments or you can use them as gift tags. We have finally arrived at number 12. So for this one, I made a versatile kind of decor piece. So what I'm gonna do is take the little reindeer that you can get from the Dollar Tree that has the glitter on it, and I'm of course removing all of that glitter. And then after I removed all the glitter with the little razor and just some water, I then spray painted this using some chalkboard spray paint to one side. And then on the opposite side, I took some of my chalk paint and I just chalk painted it. And then I distressed the edges with the little pad that I've been using throughout this whole entire video. So after that, I just created this cute little bow to add to the reindeer, and I also added some lace and a bell to that as well. All right, so after that, I just kind of started to write on this with my liquid chalk pen. If you want to season this before you actually use it, you can definitely do that with another piece of chalk. And then after that, I just took a piece of twine and I added that using my hot glue, so you'll be able to hang this up. And then I took a piece of command strip and I added it to both sides of the neck of the reindeer, so you'll be able to remove this bow from one side to the other when you flip it over. So I love how this turned out, because you can use it as like a little memo chalkboard on one side, and you can use it as a decor little piece on the opposite side. So I honestly have to say that this one was one of my favorites that I did last year. Alright, so that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Literally, we went through 12 of the DIYs that I did last year. I hope this gave you inspiration. If you want to see an individual one and know like the materials and more instructions, make sure you go and check out all the links that I will have down below. Also, if you're not a part of my email list, you're going to want to get on that email list, because again, as I've said, I have a special offer coming up and I don't want you guys to miss it. Also, if you haven't checked out my latest video, you can check it out up here. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button up here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!